Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb. And I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Warriors of the Rift Week 6. I am your host, Megan Necrozma, here with Thalassic this week, and we are in serious mode. We are staring down the camera. I don't even know what he's doing right now because I can't see anything but the camera. How we doing, Thalassic?
I'm doing, man. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for the most serious gameplay we've ever seen in League of Legends.
Serious gameplay, even more serious than the what was it, the esports World Cup or whatever was in Saudi Arabia last week. I wasn't paying attention to that. I do know T1 did end up winning that. I was paying attention to the Captain Flowers Championship World Experience. Did you watch any of that?
I did not. I was watching Faker get MVP. No big deal.
Oh, okay. So Captain Flowers did like a 4-day community event. Day 1 was an iron only best of 5. And it went as well as you could expect with 5 irons. Day 2 was a 1v1 tournament. Day 3 was a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style game show, but it was for the $500 Ari skin. And then day 4 was a WWE Royal Rumble. It was the funniest thing ever. But enough about the developments of last week. This week we have the British Army Lions versus the UK Veterans Gaming. So we have seen both of these teams before. I believe the British Army Esports was the first team that we had in this entire tournament, the first one of the first games that we broadcasted, and they were the only ones to take us to 3 games. Every other game has been a quick 2-0, so hopefully we can get another 3-game series, actually get some time on camera today.
Yeah, I'm looking at both these teams right now, and I'm pleasantly surprised, right? Their elo's about the same. They've got about the same ranks. I think this is going to be a lot closer than some of the stomps we've seen previously. So I'm excited to see what these teams have in store for us. I'm excited to see some spicy drafts. I don't want to see the meta. I want to see some
what spicy
picks.
drafts? What spicy drafts are you thinking?
I want Malzahar mid. That is my number one. Look, that is all I play. So if I could see a Malzahar mid today, I would.
Production, can we get a new cast? I don't want a Malzahar one trick.
That's right.
Come on.
Only champion worth playing in the mid lane. I'm going to say it right now.
Sejuani?
In the mid?
How dare you?
No. No. I don't even like Sejuani in the jungle. Are you kidding?
Production, get him out. I will solo cast this entire thing now. I will tolerate zero slander against Sejuani. But
no, I mean, Sejuani is great if you don't want to do any damage and all you want to bring is a little bit of utility. Like, yeah, no.
By the way, I got screenshots of me doing double of Viego's damage as Sejuani. So if you want, I got clips. I have all this stuff. Sejuani does damage. I'm sorry, I don't play. I'm gonna support my AD carry. I'm playing solo queue. Okay, AD carries are kind of stupid. Let's be real here.
Look, I'm just saying that is a great attitude to have in solo queue, but here it is all about the team play. You've got to build your team right, and if you're building your team right, you know that in the end, the jungler helps, but right now, the AD carry is king.
Yeah, and I hate it because they also have the most inflated egos 90% of the time. But I mean, you play Malzahar, all you have to do is just like death stare, you can't move.
Hey, I'll take it. And already we're seeing some bans come out that I'm a fan of. I'm not a big fan of Braum. I think Corki is amazing, but I absolutely do not want to play against one. So I think both these teams are smart.
Corki and Tristana were on the list for the nerfs for next week, so finally gonna get them out of the mid lane. It's just they're too easy to just play. It's so easy to just like, hey, if I take a bad trade, all I have to do is Tristana is just farm up and with Absorb Life just heal back to full health, and it's ridiculous how good that rune is, and that is also going to be getting a nerf as well. But the Braum, the tank supports rushing Warmogs and then just shoving just rushing Warmogs and then just super roaming around the map, that bonus move speed and the massive bit of health. They're just taking fights like crazy. I like that meta. I think it's a good way to just keep the game constantly moving. It's not the stale like, oh, we're just gonna handshake farm and push one in and then just chip turret damage. No, they want to fight. They want to go all over the map.
I think these games, and I'm going to say 3 right now. Good, Skarner, I was just about to say. But I think these games are going to go one of 2 ways. We're going to see a lot of early skirmishes, a lot of deaths right off the rip. We're going to get 30 kills by 10 minutes. Or we're going to get nothing, right? We're not going to see a single
30 kills
kill.
in 10 minutes.
It's going to go till 30 minutes before we see a kill. I don't think there's any in between with these teams. And we're already getting, I mean, you can tell right away that British Army Esports Lions have done their research, banning out the Skarner, the Talia. These are comfort picks that we've seen from the Veterans Gaming.
I do like the Skarner ban. Skarner is still just one of those oppressive laners that percent max health, DPS, burn, the massive amount of CC, the multi-person CC as well with the new Impale. And Talia is also another one of those just annoying AP jungler picks, but we do get our first pick here. After a Zed ban, we are able to lock in the Caitlyn for the British Army. So Caitlyn, one of those long range, just late game hyper carries, just another disgusting AD carry that as long as you can survive the early game, she is going to be able to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what they come back with here. Obviously, I think the Caitlyn's an amazing pick. I think Caitlyn's in a great spot right now. So I think if you're going to start off, that is a good pick to go ahead and lock in. Plus, you don't have to worry about your AD carry champ pool getting any more dwindled. You've already got the Jinx out, and I know Jinx is a really big pick there. I was expecting to see Azaya, so this is actually a little surprising.
I have a feeling we're gonna get a Jhin here for the veteran side. The Jhin Caitlyn handshake. Kalista and Poppy. Poppy been playing a lot more support lately. Mickey X pulling it out at MSI and being the only one that seems to have actually been able to make it work. I like this. I do like this. Poppy with the I can't remember the name of Callista's ultimate, but whenever Callista ults Poppy in, all she can do then is just push Caitlyn back and then put up the steadfast presence, and anytime they try to get out of it, you're just grounded and slowed, and it's oppressive, but it's another one of these just late game scaling picks. But Callista does have that early bit of skirmish potential with her passive.
I think Poppy's a great pick. Not only I think Poppy support is in a great spot right now, but I think if you need to, Poppy can be a flex pick. I think you can throw Poppy you can throw Poppy up to the top lane. It's not the best, but if you're seeing okay, there we go.
Sejuani.
Wow.
All I care about. Sejuani. It's
disappointing. Look, here's what I'll say. Right, coming right out the bat, Kalista, absolutely love it. The mobility is great. You already talked about the synergy with the Poppy. I think that is amazing, but I think the Caitlyn and Janna pick, I like it a little bit more. I think it's a little bit easier to play.
Absolutely. I mean, all Janna has to do is just keep Caitlyn alive. Throw up the ult, push anyone that tries to get in back, shield the Caitlyn, give her that extra little bit of health, plus the AD, and this Caitlyn's just going to be able to start taking turrets like crazy as soon as you get any amount of push in. This Caitlyn's always going to be a very strong pick to just completely smash turrets, combined with a Janna who can shield her and help keep her alive. Well, RIP to your Malzahar. Clearly they care about me more than you.
No, they're smart. They're
I'm sorry, we also have the other band there that isn't showing up is a Hui.
Okay.
And then we do get the Lilia locked in, so a very annoying comp for the veteran side. Lilia in the jungle, those consistent picks, and now with Faded Ashes being strong, which again, also getting a nerf. Thank you. Faded Ashes getting that nerf, but a good Lilia, even before AP junglers became meta, could just absolutely run over the game. But we are getting those two tank bans, the Malphite and the Ornn, against the British Army. So trying to pinch out this top laner's pool, but there is a non-zero chance that Sejuani could be going top lane.
Yeah, I am interested to see.
And it's not.
That's a Jace mid, Mord top, Sejuani jungle. I gotta say, looking at the drafts right now, I know we haven't finished out the UK Veterans Gaming draft here, but I think even with a Sejuani pick, that the British Army Esports is winning draft pretty hard here.
Absolutely. Mordekaiser, with the changes to his ult that you are not able to cleanse out of it, or QSS out of it. Mikhail's, you're stuck in there for 7 seconds. So all Mordekaiser has to do, if he gets ahead at all, is just like, I point my mace at you. Congratulations, we're going on a free trip to Brazil for 7 seconds, while he just nails on you. So the thing is, though, that Mordekaiser, if he does not get ahead, it's so hard to play. And Jace as well has to get over that mid-game slump But Mordekaiser into Renekton, I like that matchup. But the late scaling Aurelion Sol, this is a very late game side for the veterans. The primary late game that we are going to get for the British side is the Caitlyn. Jace falls off heavily once champions are able to start building some health and some armor. Mordekaiser, he's going to be able to do some damage in these late game fights, but he's going to have to get through everything else. And a kiting Callista or an Aurelion Sol that's just able to keep him slowed at a distance.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be played, at least from the British Army Esports, as quickly as possible. I think a lot of the pacing of this game is going to be based on that Sejuani pick. If we don't see Sejuani making some early moves, getting some early ganks in, I think UK Veterans sort of runs away with this. I mean, the longer this game goes, the better their team's going to look. And man, I just think this is going to be interesting, because I don't think I'm looking at Sejuani and Lilia, and I like Lilia more normally, but I think the gank potential there is there for Sejuani.
I disagree, actually. So with Sejuani, you want someone who can work well with her passive, someone who can help stack it up, so she's not forced to have to hit both hits of the Winter's Wrath, her W. With Jace, yes, you do have the To the Skies that can get him just a little bit closer, slow him down a little bit, but he's not autoing as much. And the Aurelion Sol is just going to be able to fly away. Mordekaiser into Renekton. Renekton has the double dash as long as he uses it properly. He'll be able to get out of these, and Poppy will be able to stop the Arctic Assault from getting into the lane, and Callista's just able to kite it out. The only concern is I don't think there's a better jungle pick into this comp, or into the UK Veterans, that also works well with the British side. Right now, it just looks like they're picking a tank jungler, and this was their best option right now. I don't think it synergizes super well, but it's going to be the front line. But if this Sejuani is how you typically see it on the professional side, Aurelion Sol is just going to be able to absolutely nuke Sejuani.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a huge Sejuani fan to begin with, but
Yeah,
I'm also surprised to see it here, because I've watched the British Army Esports Lions. Man, that's going to be forever a tongue twister for me. I'm just calling them the Lions. We've watched the Lions played before, and I think that they would have been better suited here with more of a Vi pick. Even the Zen Zhao that he's got a lot of. If I'm right, and that's Clannish doing their jungle, I think that even the Zen Zhao or the Vi would have been better, and it is.
I believe a Vi would have been a great pick. That point-and-click lockdown on the constantly moving Callista does seem like it's a much better choice than the Sejuani, who can get kited, who has that chance to miss the ultimate.
I gotta say, right off the bat, I appreciate both these teams. I think they're both taking this set extremely seriously, and I think you can see that by no one's going to try to do any cheesy ganks, no cheesy invades right off the bat. They're playing very respectful. They're all minding the jungles, trying to see if they can get any vision of the other team here doing anything cheesy. So I really appreciate this start.
All right. Just a basic 5-point, no funny invades, but this Jace is going to pretty much have to stay in cannon form the entire lane. You don't want to give Aurelion Sol those free stacks of his passive, but late Deep Ward will spot leaving Limbo on the Raptor, so they will know where the Lilia is starting, but we're going to get some auto attacks just traded here. Bot, not really much else. Saying going a little bit aggressive here early, but a nice trade. The minions doing a lot of work there, just helping chunk him down and keep the Aurelion Sol alive. A flash from Gresh and push into the wall, but all that is trading is just a cleanse. That massive health loss for the UK Veterans. He saw a solid attempt of what he could do, but there's almost no damage to follow up with that yet.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. They didn't even wait to hit level 2. They went for the level 1 flash there. So that was not expected. Man, I think that was a bit of a misplay right off the bat, and it leaves them extremely vulnerable, right? I know you're playing Callista Poppy, but you've already got the flash out from your support. You've already pushed them, and I mean, looking at their health now, you can see it's almost even, but the trade went in favor of the Lions.
Caitlyn just already back up to full health. You blew up Poppy's flash, their primary engage early in exchange for Caitlyn's cleanse, which she won't have to worry about because Janna's just going to be able to tornado and try to keep Poppy away. So I think it was a solid idea. I give the veterans an A for effort, but an F for execution. And a nice knockback stops Aurelion Sol from flying away. This Aurelion Sol is just getting hard bullied by Jace, and I like how he's playing it.
Yeah, I think both top and mid lane, everyone is playing much more aggressively than I anticipated them doing. I know we said we didn't want to see any sort of handshake here, but I expected them to just farm a little bit safer. But man, Jace was really bullying, and we're going to see he's already gone back. He's already teleported back, and Aurelion Sol actually stopped the back there for a minute to get the wave in a better state.
I always love spamming Mordekaiser's dance when you get the guitar riffs.
There are some people that I spam emotes. Oh, and we're getting a gank up in the top lane.
We are a nice empowered stun from Renekton. Chunks out Clout, but Clanish is trying to he gets the stun. He uses the Arctic Assault to go forward, but Eddie is just too healthy, and Clanish does not want to go under the turret. A nice wave there just dissuades Sejuani, and a solid gank attempt. You get the flash out from the Renekton with almost nothing in return. So I like that gank, and now that leaves Renekton vulnerable to a follow-up gank in just like a minute or two.
Absolutely, and I think we're going to see a little bit of action, maybe as Poppy shifts towards the bot side. But I think I will say I really like the Lions' play there, and I think the reason that they're focusing top side is I've watched them play before. They do a lot of research. They scout out the other team, and I think they know that at least when you're looking at ranks and experience, I think the top lane appears to be the less experienced lane for the veterans, but you would not be able to tell that from the way Eddie played that. I mean, he's been pushing Mordekaiser this whole time, staying almost equal in farm and staying healthy. This has been some great plays from both teams.
And this is what we knew was going to happen with the Caitlyn lane. That extra little bit of damage from the Janna shield, already taking a plate just in a normal 2v2. No kills bot lane, and a lot of damage is being traded. A nice 90 caliber net will tag Kalista, chunks her down to half health. Lilia Bowling Ball does not hit its target, but Clanish is right there. A nice Arctic Assault point blank, but great push from Poppy. Stuns Sejuani under the turret, and they know they have to get out. Clanish pops down the flash. Another turret plate will fall for the army, for the British army, and that they're actually down in gold right now. And a lot of that has to come off of the back of leaving Limbo. A nice 14 CS lead in the jungle, and probably a couple hundred gold right there. He should be their entire gold lead right now. Oh, quick save with a great flash on 1 health. The skies come down. He's stunned under the turret. Not Keeper's Verdict. Oh my gosh, there's so many things happening. I am not with it right now. First blood goes down for the Lilia. Insane is there a little late. The Drowsy is out. Lilia tags too, but they're not able to get through Insane to get to the backline. Super Goon is going forward. Clanish tries to go back in on 100 health, and he's just gonna fall. The Rend does not even need to be used. Super Goon is so low. Steps a little bit too far forward. Insane picks up another, leaving Limbo hiding in the bush, and he's just gonna should be able to pick up 2 here. No, the burn is not enough. Greesh is running. Insane is on almost no health, and he's gonna find him. You're backing in the corner, and it's not where you need to be. Unfortunate for the British army, but veterans pick up 3 kills in that very long extended fight. The Dragon does go to the British army, but oh my gosh, what a fight.
Yeah, I gotta say, that was an amazing fight from start to finish. Both teams thought they had it. I think what that really comes down to is Lilia had a little bit more experience. She was ahead. She was able to hit level 6 She was able to get that level advantage, and what we saw there with the we got a gank up top.
Yeah, quick save tries to get that nice gank. Eddie the Rizzler is just able to continue fighting Mordekaiser, the Conqueror, stacking up, and a lot of just natural heals. Is able to take a great fight, forces Cloud's flash out.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think this just comes off the back of Sejuani waited for almost 45 seconds in that bottom brush down there, gave all that time for Lilia to farm, and when it came time for the fight, I think the little bit there, that little bit of a level advantage came through, but they were still able to get the dragon, so good on them.
Clannish not exactly in a good spot, but even Limbo goes a little bit too far. Insane goes to the skies, brings down the hammer, and they kill the Lilia. The fight is continuing now. Clannish gets hit by the Aurelion Soul ult, and Eddie the Rizzler picks up the first kill in the fight. Clout puts the Aurelion Soul into Brazil. Eddie is just waiting right there as soon as Clout gets out, and a double kill for the Renekton.
Man, what a great turn there. I've got to say the veterans have really stepped up. There was a little bit of a out of position there, giving the British Army, that first kill, but I really like the follow through. The way their whole team was able to collapse a little bit quicker, put down that Aurelion Soul ult, and give that Renekton 2 kills. That's going to put the Renekton even further ahead of Mordekaiser now. Not only up 10 farm and pushing a wave under turret, but those additional 2 kills. Renekton is going to be a problem, and like you said before, if Mordekaiser is behind, it's really hard for him to do anything as you approach that mid to late game.
Oh my gosh, Super Goon survives on double-digit health. A nice ace in the hole combination with after the Piltover Peacemaker. A lot of damage there. Right now, the British Army is going to take advantage of this pressure bot lane, and they're going to start off the grubs. Leaving Limbo is trying to catch out Light of Lull. Not fast enough.
Yeah, I will say one thing that the British Army's been doing really well is that objective control, right? Even though they lost the fight around Dragon, they were still able to get it. Even though they lost the fight in the Upper River, they're still able to go back and get all 3 Void Grubs. So I think that this game might actually come down to that objective control. I think that's what's going to keep them in this game as they're falling behind a little bit in CS when it comes top, jungle. No, they're fine. Never mind.
Oh, Salty Steve does not have the ult, and he is not fine. He's not able to push them both back. Insane is accelerated shock blast over the wall. The ult from the Kalista forced out just to keep Gresh alive. Both of these supports are still only level 5. No ults for either one of them. But Clout is just forcing his way up with the Faded Ashes as well as the Plated Steel Caps. Can take these fights along with the Conqueror as well. And the... Oh, jeez. These 80 carries are so good at using their abilities in the right order. Caitlyn, though, up 24 CS right now, coming in on almost a completed Collector, massively ahead of Kalista, and still almost dies. Oh.
Yeah, I think Caitlyn just was staying a little bit longer than she needed to there, trying to get that last bit of gold that she needed. But I think that, yeah, able to pick up her first item. I think that comes off the bat. Oh, we're going to have a fight, actually, around Dragon.
We are going to have a fight. Gresh uses the push, and it only hits the Dragon. It does not stun Clannish against the walls, so he is able to flash over the wall, get out, and the combined force of the veterans is enough to kill the Hextech Drake. Oh, slight bit of a misplay from Gresh there. Probably would have been able to kill Clannish. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure the veteran's going to be happy with taking the Dragon and getting everybody out alive.
Absolutely, and definitely slowing down that Dragon stacking. Because as you saw, British Army Esports Lions, they were right there already when Dragon came up to take it. I do think that wasn't the best time, probably, with your Mordekaiser and your Caitlyn backing to buy. No one around you, just you alone in the pit. But he was able to make it out, so... You know, you lose the Dragon, but at least you didn't lose your life.
Yeah. The top lane fight now. This Renekton is able to grab a full Eclipse. Eddie is stuck, though. a great dash, dodges the Arctic Assault, but he still was tagged by the Glacial Prison, but he picks up one. He gets one in a 2v1. He's going to be able to pick up the second one. Leaving Limbo is there to assist, but a great outplay from Eddie. There's no Mordekaiser Death Realm used. Eddie the Rizzler picks up a double kill in a 2v2 extended fight. An amazing play from this Renekton.
Yeah, and I think that just comes down to a little bit of a lack of respect there. I think British Army pushed that and didn't really realize how far ahead Renekton was. Renekton already, you know, with the 2 kills up at the time, some farm. I think Renekton would have won that fight even without the backup of the Lilia there. I think he still could have won it.
Once Sejuani uses her ultimate, half of her CC is gone in an initial cycle of abilities. So, and this Renekton deals just way too much damage, has way too much just natural sustain combined with the Conqueror. There was no way that Sejuani was going to be able to pick up any more kills.
Yeah, I
but
think
now we're getting to the point where Quick Save has a lot of damage and does not care. Able to wave clear, push this Jason. He survived the early game, and now there is so much damage. And the veterans with a 1k gold lead, not much for a 5-kill lead, but a lot of that gold difference is sitting in the Caitlyn, up 30 CS and I believe 3 or 4 turret fights. It's a lot of gold on just this Caitlyn alone, but can Caitlyn carry this entire game?
And will Caitlyn actually leave the lane? We haven't really seen Caitlyn go anywhere, so I'm excited to see. Oh, a good ult there.
Glacial Prison will tag Greesh, but it's not the right target. Oh, the Keeper's Verdict. It hits no one. Jana Tornadoes flying. Meanwhile, on the top side, Lilia picks up the Rift Herald. But oh my gosh, that was a sequence of events.
It was. And you know what though? I gotta point it out. Like you said before, as soon as Sejuani used the ult, she wasn't good for anything else. She ulted, had to get out, and that was as soon as that little gank there failed, she just had to get away.
So here's why Sejuani's ult, like
I knew you were gonna have to say something about it.
No, I'm giving more information. So Sejuani's E, her permafrost, can only be used on the same target once every 8 seconds. If you stun someone with your ult, it applies that same cooldown. You can only stun someone once every 8 seconds. However, you can do ER combo instead of RE. So the engaging with the Sejuani ult is necessary if you could find that priority target. If you're like, I have the perfect shot on the Callista, I have the perfect shot on the Aurelian Soul. Outside of that, you want to either play disengage or you want to play around another form of engage for your team. You want to save that ult to lock down a priority target, unless you could ER combo someone and completely chunk their health. So I think Kalanish is getting a little bit too greedy. He's trying way too hard to find these solid engages, and he has not been able to put up a meaningful Sejuani ult yet. Insane, pushing a little bit far up there. Oh, Super Goon gets tagged by a... Whew.
Yeah, quick response there with the cleanse, able to get him out. And now they're looking for the re-engage. Double drowsy.
Limbo hits a 2-man sleeve, but they are unable to find a solid follow-up. Insane picks up the first kill, and the fight is already breaking apart. Eddie the Rizzler is in the back line, but the Janna ult pushes him away. Quick Save brings down the skies, takes down the Caitlyn, and Eddie the Rizzler is still alive. They are trying to pick up more. Cloud grabs Gresh on the way out. A 3-for-2. Very sloppy, all over the place fight there.
Yeah, both these teams were trying to set the as it spawned, but unfortunately it just looks like neither team was fully ready, and that's what happens when neither team is fully ready for the fight and you get onesie-twosies engaging. You get sort of that kind of sloppy fight, but I think on the other side it turned out well for the British Army.
Quick Save is starting to go a little bit aggressive here. Leaving Limbo had a great Lily ult, but he didn't tag enough people, so he just immediately gets chunked down. He's forced out of the fight. Even if he tries to get any bit of damage off on the ulted targets, he's just gonna get chunked. But a great pull from Clout will grab 2, but he's now stuck in a bad spot. Leaving Limbo is inside Brazil and is killed by Clout inside the ultimate. The jungler is dead. That's a free dragon now for the British Army Lions.
That was a fantastic teleport. When you saw the teleport come in for Clout down there, you thought, oh no, he's about to engage 1v4, but he's able to get in, use his ultimate to isolate one member while his team wraps around and then engages. A great job from them realizing the priority of the dragon there and able to take that fight well.
Insane chunk from Insane, but Quicksave trying to get that little bit of trade back. Light of Lull takes the first turret only a second before Eddie the Rizzler, so a great push from Light of Lull means that they get that 450 bonus gold. Right now, the gold lead for the veterans is only 300, which all of that gold lead has to be sitting in Renekton's pocket.
Yeah, that's the other piece, right? They do have a bit of a gold lead. 200 gold is not that much, and who would you rather be? Would you rather be the team with the Caitlyn up 2,000 gold over the Kalista, or the Renekton up 1,000 over a Mordekaiser? I think the Caitlyn. I'd rather have the gold on my AD carry.
There's a 1,400 gold difference in this jungle. Leaving Limbo is doing a lot of damage, but not able to find... Neither of these junglers are finding those meaningful ults that are just making a massive amount of change. Clanish getting a little bit frisky, misses the glacial prison. How did I say that? Like right as he throws the ultimate.
Look, I've got to say, if I'm looking at both of these teams right now, I think, man, the Caitlyn has been farming up a storm. The Jace has been managing the farm, even the Mordekaiser. The gold lead is equal, but who would you say right now, which team would you rather be at this point?
British Army Esports. Unfortunately, leave it. Oh my god! Light of Lull just one-shots Kalista. Will fall to Gresh. Not the carry you wanted to get that kill on, but Gresh goes a little bit too far. Insane is there, leaving Limbo. Dies to the Jace, but a great Skies Descent from Quicksave. Picks up a double kill, salvages what's left of that fight. A 3-for-3. Eddie the Rizzler and Quicksave are just absolutely chunking. The damage from this Aurelion Soul is there, and Caitlyn steps a little bit too far up, but again, if Caitlyn survives, these team fights will always go in the way of the British Army. This Caitlyn has Collector, IE, and has so much peel between her own self peel and the Janna. It just comes down to just a simple matter of vision control.
Yeah, man, these teams are so close. Every fight is so close. It's not like one team is coming out super far ahead. I just think the Renekton and the Aurelion Soul don't die. As long as they're alive, you know that they're going to be able to get something back, and that's what we're at right now. The Renekton is 5-0, the Aurelion Soul 3-0. They are powerhouses, and on the other side, you got this Caitlyn. Look at those shots!
Oh my god!
That is phenomenal. That is what you want out of your Caitlyn. If you're going to funnel the Caitlyn the gold, you want to see the Caitlyn be able to 3-shot the enemy team.
Those 3 autos! Oh my god! I feel like I just witnessed something illegal. The quick save going a little bit too far forward. Clout pulls him back. Oh, great flash. Will save him. The Archangels is also there to help him, but Clanish with no ult. Clanish with the ult. didn't do enough to set up, but that should have been an easy kill. That should have been Clout pulls them back, they get the permafrost done, and then they just combo that with the Sejuani Glacial Prison. That's what needs to happen. That's the maximum amount of lockdown that this entire British Army team is going to be able to have.
Yeah, I honestly, I mean, it was a good attempt, but I just don't think they have enough. The Aurelion Sol is pretty far ahead right now, even with the Sejuani and Mordekaiser, you know, using their abilities perfectly. I think that it might be a little bit closer, but I think the Aurelion Sol is too far ahead. You needed to, he's so fast and so quick, so slippery. You needed something else.
I don't think the veterans should want to fight here. Oh, the Rylai's has been finished for Cloud. Great Keeper's Verdict will push him away, but that's just one target out of the other 4. The Caitlyn is still alive, still in this fight, and there's the ult for Aurelion Sol is coming back now, but you've lost half your health on your Renekton and your Poppy. Your Aurelion Sol is already half health, and they are just going to do the smart thing. They are going to run away, sacrifice this Ocean Dragon, and put the British Army at soul point. 29-minute potential Ocean Soul, a lot more healing.
Yeah, that was, I mean, absolutely amazing that the British Army was able to, you know, force them out. I think the use of their abilities there to poke down was great. I think veterans needed to either engage earlier or get out earlier. But at that point, they were all at half health. Good call on them, but we're going to have to see what happens here, as it looks like the Veterans Gaming is going to threaten Baron.
Nice flash from Eddie. Will get the stun onto Insane, and they are chasing him down. Oh, the move speed's there. The redemption heal is not enough. They are able to chase him down, but they blew a Renekton flash, the Renekton ult. All that for just one kill, but leave it limbo. They found the Caitlyn. They pushed Light of Low against the wall. Gresh with his 4th kill of the match. So many kills Baron not going onto these priority targets, but they're getting the kills regardless. And you're right, this will be the Baron startup for UVG with the Callista and an Aurelion Sol. This is melting.
Yeah, that was absolutely great. Being able to find the pick on the Jace, and then Caitlyn just slightly out of position means that Veteran Gaming is able to pick up the Baron, and on the other side, Mordekaiser, not doing nothing, is able to take that tier 2 turret. So, you know, great on them to try to find something out of a bad situation. I think if I'm British Army, I'm really looking towards that next dragon. You know you're going to be down gold now, especially after this Baron buff, you know, feeds them that extra money. You've got to start setting up. I mean, the vision right now for both teams is lacking. You need some vision around that dragon pit.
Well played, though, by UVG. Great picks lead to an early Baron. And they're just going to use these Baron-empowered minions to start pushing these turrets down. And that cannon minion is doing so much work.
I don't know if Mordekaiser wants that fight. Pulling him into the turret, I mean, when your turret's 1 hit away, I think Renekton can hit that turret and win this fight. So if I'm Mordekaiser, I'm starting to back off here. You've got Baron empowered minions and Renekton, who's 6-0. You don't win that one, bud.
I actually do. I think Mordekaiser takes that over Renekton at this point.
Is. Poppy came in too. Man.
In a 1v1, I think Mordekaiser takes that. You have the Lee entries that increase damage over time, as well as the percent max health burn. The Rylai's will keep the Renekton nearby. You have to blow both hits of the Slice and Dice. Clout is just going to get jumped on here, and he just puts the Poppy into Brazil. That ult pushes him not far enough, but Clout is going to pop out in the middle of 3, and the turret will fall. Clout will fall. A great Aurelion Sol onto the backline. Eddie the Rizzler is godlike. Insane is running away. Leave it in limbo. He is sleepy, and Gresh is just going to knock him down. A 5th kill of the match. This is 5-man in the bot lane. Only Sejuani's alive. This could be the end of the game.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, you've still got that Baron for a little while longer. You push these in, at least get one of these Nexus turrets. But I think they're just going to go for it. If they can get this kill,
Great
that's
push.
it.
Yeah, Sejuani ult will only tag Gresh. The Kalista ult will pull him back, just keep him alive long enough. That is an ace, and that will be game 1 for the UK veterans.
That was fantastic to watch them. I definitely thought coming into this that the British Army was going to have the edge. I think their macro looked clean. They had that objective control, but at the end of the day, objective control really doesn't matter if you're not winning the fights. And I think even you have to agree, as great as you think Sejuani is, I think a Vi or a Xin Zhao would have helped so much there.
I said during Champ Select, I don't think Sejuani is the pick there. I said it. There is no setup. There is so little setup. If the top laners had switched, if that was Renekton Sejuani and Mord Lilia, I 100% give that to British Army. That is such a deadly combination of champions right there, but that just leaves so much magic damage on the side of UVG. It does not matter though. This Poppy had 6 kills, 5 deaths, but so much impact. I mean, 80 carry Poppy is starting to become a thing now, apparently, with support Kalista, but the late game scaling from the Aurelion Soul was just enough damage. He found those flanks. Meanwhile, Eddie the Rizzler is just like, I'm just going to face tank everything. You're going to blow everything on me. I'm just going to conquer Q, heal it all the way back up. Meanwhile, my Aurelion Soul is just breathing on you and you're all dying.
And that's exactly what they needed, right? I mean, the Caitlyn was a force. We saw that 3 auto attack is able to take out enemy champions, but when you've got a Renekton who's unkillable, an Aurelion Soul who's unkillable, and they're sweeping up these fights, even if it looks like it's going the other way, they're able to come in, get the counter kills, and push everything in favor. Despite the gold being so close the whole game, I've got to give it to the UK Veterans Gaming. It was a pretty good looking game, and they really came out in force. Not to say that the British Army didn't. I think both teams did really well, but I think there needs to be a couple tweaks in draft. I think we need to see a little bit of change, and I'm excited to see what these teams bring for game 2.
Yeah, we will see what changes that the British side is making after this short break. And welcome back, everybody, to week 6 of the 2024 Warriors of the Rift. Today we are featuring again the British Army Esports Lions versus the UK Veterans group, and the UK Veterans pick up their first game win of the entire tournament against the British Army Esports Lions. So excellent play from them. Semi-rough early game, some questionable choices, but they were able to pull it back. That mid-game, 2 great picks onto Insane and Light of Lull just turned into a Baron, and then they were able to finish less than 3 minutes later.
Yeah, they looked absolutely, night and day from how they looked earlier in the tournament. I think that this team has really come to play today. I think they've done their research. They had some good bans. I think there's not much really they need to change. I think the Poppy did great. The Reliant Soul was fantastic. The Lilia did what she needed to do. And the Renekton was a monster. I do want to see a little bit more out of their AD carry. If a couple things had gone wrong, I think that the Kalista Caitlyn, matchup there could have really, if this game had gone another 10, 15 minutes, I think that Caitlyn really could have done a lot more. So I want to see a little bit more out of the Kalista. I like the synergy with the Poppy, but I think maybe go with something you're a little more comfortable on if that's the problem.
I still think Jhin would have been a better pick there. Jhin has that kind of self peel with the Deadly Flourish. He has that long range engage, that extra little bit of deadliness. He also has that solid late game scaling. He's one of those 80 carries that just works really well right now. But getting into second game pick bans, we are just still standard bans. Gonna get rid of the Braum and the Corki again. Waiting on the rest of these picks coming in. So,
you
had way too much. You had way too much Sejuani slander in between games, and I'm still a little upset about it.
Well, so here's my question, right? Yeah, Sejuani's obviously a bad pick. You know what? There are times where Sejuani can really work in a team comp. I don't think that was it. I don't think that team comp at all benefited Sejuani. But I've got to ask here, did British Army, they lost and then they chose red side in game 2? Is that right?
Yes, that is pretty standard now. If you have
swaps.
But even still, if you have choice, a lot of teams are going for that red side for the counter picks, because counter picks, getting a winning lane is just so crucial right now. Another Zed ban. We are getting a Vi ban, so looks like they don't want to hand over that Vi. They do recognize that Vi would have been a much deadlier pick from Clanish, so they don't want to give him the Vi. Another Jinx ban, so a couple different bans. We're not going to get the Aurelian Soul this time from Quick Save. So a couple new picks coming in should be very interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I think you've got to respect what they do in the last game, and I think the Aurelian Soul really did so much damage, and we're going to get a Smolder. I love it. Smolder is so amazing. One of my favorite champions, so cute too.
I think this is my first game ever casting Smolder. Now that I think about it, I believe this should be my first game ever casting Smolder, which means I'm going to get to yell, "Mom!"
Yeah, Smolder has, I love that Smolder has so many unique abilities. That he's got the movement ability. The ultimate is so much fun. I really like that he stacks, right? That his ability to stack eventually becomes an execute. I think Smolder is probably more of a comfort pick here. So I'm really hoping that we see that the Smolder does night and day way more damage than the Kalista pick.
It absolutely can. It has that self-peel, being able to fly over the walls, get that extra little bit of distance. But I don't really think the distance is going to matter when you have the dredge line following you all the way wherever you go. A Nautilus Lucian combination, a very oppressive lane. They're looking to bounce back. They're looking to say, all right, so we're going to draft a winning lane, and we're going to draft an even better winning lane.
Look, I am, you're going to find this out, if you haven't already, with my Sejuani comments. I have a lot of hot takes on League of Legends, and I will say I do not think that Lucian is good. I don't. I get it. people think that he is a great AD carry. Every time we see him, whether it's in pro play or I see him in my solo games, he's always lacking. I don't think that he brings the same threat that Caitlyn brought last game. I don't think we're going to see a three shot auto attack kill of an enemy champion. I get it. People like him. I just don't.
Ooh, and another Poppy for Greesh, but we're gonna get the Skarner this time. They leave it up, so top lane, Eddie will be piloting the Skarner, but Clannish gets his Xin Zhao. So
yeah,
a much different comp from both sides. This is gonna be a very entertaining game too.
And I think they're listening. I really do think you gotta think they have a coach or something maybe that's listening, because you got the Vi band coming out. You knew Sejuani, they're not going to do it again. You got the Vi band coming out. At all. And what does British Army respond with? They say, hey, take the Vi, we got a Xin Zhao. But I love the Poppy. I think the Poppy was a huge part of their win last game. I'm really happy to see that, and I think Skarner is in such a great place right now that just having him on your team is a boon.
So one thing that I do actually know, if Poppy knows she's going to get hooked and she knows there's no way to get out of it, if she pops her steadfast presence, Nautilus will get grounded. Nautilus has no more mobility, but like, to be fair, his only mobility is basically his anchor toss aside from his flash. But this Poppy pick already counters 3 of these champions. It will ground the Nautilus. It will ground Lucian. It will ground Xin Zhao. So I don't want to see Hail of Blades Poppy. I want to see more of the tank Poppy, but it's a great pick regardless. We're going to get rid of the Orange, Syndra, Renekton, and Hui. No one's allowing the Hui through this game or this series, and it's a solid choice. I think Hui is another one of those champs that once you hit that one item power spike, he's just like, okay, cool. He's a champion now, and he kills me. That's awesome. Yes, I love it. I love being shot from across the map with paint and dying.
So I'm going to call it right now. I think that is a Skarner jungle, and I'm right. Boom! Called it before they showed. That is a Skarner jungle Malphite
called it
top.
Like milliseconds.
Look,
your computer might be a little bit too fast. Production, can we get a hacks check on his computer?
Look, you can roll back the stream. I said it before it showed up on stream.
Right, Vanguard. Yeah.
Look, I absolutely love the UK veteran gaming team here. I love the Malphite. I think don't get me wrong, I love Skarner. I do know that Leave It in Limbo has a lot of Skarner games. Has been playing a lot of Skarner in the jungle. So I think that he's going to feel pretty comfortable on piloting the Skarner. I think the Vex is amazing. I love the Malphite. The Poppy. I think we've got a lot of engage on the UK veteran gaming team. I'm excited to see what the British Army Esports is able to pull out for their last 2 picks here, because they're going to need something. Right now, I'm thinking they're getting beaten draft again.
Oh, the Rumble against the Malphite, putting at least one champion down, but Tristana into Vex. I know one consistent Vex player. She is Iron 1, and she's not amazing. Chloe, if you're listening, I love you, but oh my gosh, you need to pick something else to get you out of Iron. Vex is not the choice. But I do like the pick here. I like the comp from UK veterans. The Malphite all combined with the Vex ult flying in, as well as Smolder just laying out his ult on top of it. This is a lot of damage on a relatively squishy team. UK veterans got 2 mega tanks and a Poppy. All that the Lions really have is the Nautilus. It's same as last game. You have 4 damage dealers and 1 tank, but this tank is not the jungle. This is a tank that's not going to be getting gold, and this Nautilus will pop. So right now, the Lions are basically just trying to go all out in. We need to kill them before they kill us.
And I think, this is going to be really tight too, because as we get into this game number 1, looking at that mid lane matchup, I think this is going to be a struggle for the Tristana. If Tristana rocket jumps in, Vex saves that fear, is able to get out immediately, get the electrocute off, hitting the E and the Q. I am looking at both these teams, and I think that British Army has their work cut out for them this game if they're going to make it as close as last game. And once again, we're not seeing any cheeky invades. There's no pushing up. Both of them just standard starts here. We do have the Poppy hovering a little bit more of that mid lane. And you've got the Lucian and the Xin Zhao waiting in the brush there. But yeah, this looks like it's going to be a pretty standard start. We'll have to see if Rumble's able to get this deep ward out. Yes. So they're going to know exactly where Skarner is starting. Know exactly the path this jungler is taking, and hopefully that bot lane knows to play a little bit safe here.
Top lane's gonna leash for the Malphite's gonna leash for Skarner. Bot lane's gonna leash for the Zen. Pretty standard setups here, but given this push over to the Rumble is gonna do a lot to hurt Malphite. Rumble just naturally beats Malphite. Malphite wants to be stacking armor. Going into the little bit of the MR is just going to slow him down, but eventually Eddie the Rizzler should be fine once he gets out of laning phase. You get pretty much finish off the oh my gosh, Hollow Radiance. You can wave clear against Clout. You won't have to worry about anything else, and then you could just continue stacking armor the entire game.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Malphite sitting a lot under turret, just trying to get the farm, not really trade too much health. This bot lane should be a little spicy, though. With that Smolder Poppy, I think that they're going to do pretty well. I'm interested to see how aggressive, and there we go. Vex uses the fear, and because they've got the fear down, Tristana knows they can rocket jump in, get some hits, drop the bomb on her head. And even through all that, it looks like Vex came out a little bit more healthy. So good job from the Vex. However, I will say down a little bit in farm. Needs to pick up the farming a little bit. Vex is notoriously hard for me when it comes to maintaining my farm.
Supergoon and Gresh are really getting the best of Light of Lull in this lane so far. A lot of damage, but a good anchor toss from Steve will connect onto Gresh, trade a little bit of that health back.
Yeah, and all these lane states are pretty much what we expect, right? Malphite's under turret. Rumble's definitely got the big farm lead there. He's going to need some intervention. He's already going to have to back and teleport in. With that wave pushing too, he's going to cancel the back. Okay. He's going to need an intervention, and we're going to see Skarner and Xin Zhao meet for the first time here around that scuttle.
Is fighting all over the map. Supergoon was called Light of Lull, trying to get some return damage, but a great push from Gresh sends him against the wall. Light of Lull gets a little bit too aggressive, blows the flash and the ignite, does not pick up the kill, and Supergoon are just chasing Salty Steve down, and a great push from Gresh under the turret, just barely survives. The minions do not continue the turret I cannot speak. Minions do not continue targeting through the bush, so they both get out alive. A great Ixtal impact from leaving Limbo stops the sand from where he landed. The flash is out, the rocks go, and we have more fighting. Oh no! Clannish goes too far, gets stunned into the wall, and dies under turret. Oh, it's all falling apart for the Lions. Oh no!
This was a nightmare scenario. The Tristana...
And the Rizzler is going to solo kill Clout!
No.
Forces out the flash in a losing lane as well. Oh! Oh, this is nasty!
It does not get better for you. Oh my goodness. You cannot have a better start to your game. UK Veterans is able to pick up the win in that 2v2 in the bot side. They overstay. We're going to have a little bit of an engage, just trading some health. They overstay. Oh. Okay. They overstay in the bot lane.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, great combination of abilities. Crash! Crash! You are not the hyper carry! Stop taking all the kills! Salty Steve will kill leaving Limbo. Gresh is trying to get something back. Oh my god, they still kill Clannish! A great combination of abilities. They pick up Clannish as well. but Light of Law will grab the double. We're at 9 kills in under 6 minutes.
Okay, we said the first game, remember we said it's going to be a lot of kills or none. This is the feisty start we wanted. Bot lane's able to get kills. The jungle comes in, they're able to kill him too. They're able to take out that mid lane. I'm glad to see though, British Army Esports Lions is fighting back. They're not just going to sit down and take it. That quick rotate up to mid lane to help out, and their AD carry is able to pick up at least 2 kills there and keep his team somewhat in the game. It's only a 400 gold difference. So while it feels like this is massive right now, the farm difference here that top lane has acquired, that jungle has acquired, that mid lane has acquired, has really evened out the kills.
It is just a disgusting series of events that gives the veterans a 3-kill lead. The only reason it's 3 kills is just because Light of Law was able to grab something towards the end there. Eddie the Rizzler getting the bad trade, down 17 CS right now, but the health is not all that off right now. Clout is getting poked down a little bit, but Eddie has almost no mana to be able to survive this. When you're maxing that seismic toss, I think it's seismic. It's not seismic shove. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, when you're throwing out the Malphite Q, you're taking, it's a ton of mana. As another fight down here, a great Smolder all over the top is not enough though. Super Goon is trying to run away as Clanish and Light of Law both pick up 1, and a little bit too greedy for the UK veterans. A nice engage from Quicksave, but it's not enough damage. They're all just going to collapse onto him, and he is going to fall as well. And bad goes to worse there. And a great start to the game, a little overconfidence, and now British Army Esports have a 1,500 gold lead.
Yeah, in a matter of 30 seconds, they threw away their entire lead there. They pushed up into what was effectively a 4-man team with 2 people. They lose their jungler, they lose their AD carry, and then Vex, thinking they can do the hero play, comes in with the ultimate, but unfortunately the whole team had split up. So the fear only went on one person, and they're able to very quickly turn on Vex, who, without an item, the burst damage isn't there. This game just went from an obvious, very snowbally game in the favor of UK Veterans Gaming to, I mean, what is 1,000 gold lead? 1,000 gold lead for British Army.
Gresh doesn't pop the steadfast presence quick enough. Insane will be able to rocket jump away.
And we got to talk about these items that are already completed. Xin Zhao already completed an item. Lucian already completed an item. He's 4-1. He was losing his lane. He died in the 2v2, and somehow he has come back. And yet again, this AD carry for British Army looks to be the saving grace of his team.
Insane's been getting the better of these early game trades, both games over quick save, but a good collapse here, and Cloud puts down the Rumble ult, but so much collapse damage from Gresh and the rest of the UVG means that they are able to grab 1 kill, leaving Limbo. The Impale doesn't do enough, doesn't set his team up enough. When all your abilities are used on the Rumble, you don't have your Smolder there. All your abilities basically are your team fight. Oh my damage. A great culling will chunk even more out. I think Light of Law, we think we might see our second attempt to dive here from him. He's getting a little bit frisky now. When you have picked up the Essence Reaver, there are Essence Reavers for both AD carries. And right now, Super Goon is 2-1. Finished Essence Reaver at 10 minutes. He should be sitting pretty happy.
Yeah, both these AD carries are pretty big right now. I wouldn't want to find yourself in a 1v1 with either of them. Man, this Poppy, though, getting pretty aggressive here. With someone who's that strong,
Gresh.
that was not the play.
Gresh, no.
I think that was probably the first big misplay we've seen from the Poppy, just thinking that she has the ability to take him down when he's 4-1 with the completed item already. Man, this gold lead is just snowballing further and further away. They're now down 2,500 gold. What was once a 6 and 3 kills in their favor is now 7 and 9 in the favor of British Army Esports.
Oh, Salty Steve does not hit the hook. Light of Law is under the turret, and first shutdown goes to the Vex. Clanish grabs one in return, but it's only on to Greesh. And a great collapse. And as soon as we praise one side or critique one side, they just immediately do the right thing.
This is what we want, though. We want these close games.
Damage. Quicksave does not have the ult. There is a very little threat of Clout dying here to the Vex, but it looks like they are going to trade lanes here. Malphite is going to go mid and deal with this Tristana, but the only issue is that he's been spamming magic resist. He's not built for this. Super Goon over the wall. Salty Steve is just trying. He's looking.
Man, that Vex damage, though, I mean, even without a completed item, is already so strong. Man, this is a close one. This is exactly what we wanted to see, though. I don't think the Malphite's going to have much luck. Yeah, Malphite's going top. That Tristana has almost double his farm. 2 kills, already finished a Kraken Slayer. You got to give a little bit of respect here. Even though you've managed to narrow that gold difference, what was 2,500, a minute ago, is already back down to a 400 gold lead for British Army. So I think both these teams, neither of them are giving them up. This game has been extremely scrappy. 20 kills at 12 minutes.
And Eddie the Rizzler is going to go for that Hollow Radiance. Some solid trades here. The Ignite goes down for Clout, and he's going to attempt this 1v1. He was not able to continue the follow-up, though. When you overheat, you can't use any more abilities, and all you can do is auto-attack. Eddie, oh my god! Clout with an amazing flash predicts the unstoppable force, and he's just going to be able to run Clout down. A great 1v1 for Cloud. Gives him that advantage up in the top lane. He's going to be able to shove this wave, and there's no TP on Eddie to match. And the rest of the team is heading bot as Leavin Limbo gets caught with a great 2-man impale. Gresh only knocks away the Nautilus on a stun. Hits Clanish, a 3-man fear. Light of Wall is low. Super Goon a little bit too far up now. A great dredge line will knock up Super Goon. Will fall eventually. Light of Wall gets a double kill, and the explosive charge from Insane picks up the 4th kill in that fight. A trade 1 for 4 and a delayed ace across the map.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see your top laner winning the 1v1, and you want to see your team winning the 4v4, and that's exactly what we got. The Tristana, the Lucian doing a lot of damage. That double 80 carry gameplay when they're not getting hit by anything. Even when the Vex is able to come over with a 3-man fear, the rest of the team, no one else was able to follow it up. And what does that mean? British Army walks away with, like you said, a delayed ace. A good attempt from UK Veterans Gaming, but British Army Esports, man, these Lions, they came to play, and they want this to go to a game 3. They do not want to lose this set.
So I feel like once we get to late game, once we get to a 2-3 item Vex, that same fight goes so much more in favor of UVG. The squishies, the CC through the fear will be so much that 1 second where they're feared and Super Goon can just layer his all over top of it. As Leavin Limbo uses the Ixtal impact. We'll pick up Clanish, not Clout, but a great fight here. A nice unstoppable force knocks up 2. Clanish is able to grab 1. A nice ult from Vex. Picks up the double kill. Quick save, throws the ult out, uses the ult to dodge the anchor toss, but it doesn't matter. Light of Law is there, picks up his 8th kill of the match, almost has a completed Infinity Edge, and this Lucian is now very scary.
Yeah, he heard me in that pregame lobby talking about Lucia. He said, okay, you want to see some damage? Watch this. He's 8-2-4 now. He's in Oma, and he's going to get another one. There's no... Oh.
A nice impale. We'll pick up both of them. Greesh is, oh, he stuns him against the wall. Oh, and a great push from Greesh. A nice shutdown goes the way of UVG, but that turret damage ramping, it was focusing Salty Steve, then it switched over to Light of Low, and just those couple hits deal so much damage. Super Goon is trying to get away from Clanish here, but it's not enough. Cloud throws down the equalizer as well, picks up another kill onto the little baby dragon.
Yeah, and now 4K ahead. British Army Esports is definitely finding their stride, even when they're in that a little bit of an iffy fight top lane. You've got Tristana bot lane pushing the turret, absolutely demolishing it. I think you're right. I think if this game goes late, I think we see a resurgence here. Yeah, that fear is going to come through and should be able to walk out.
A solid trade in health. Insane picking up a little bit more of it. Again, that absorb life and fleet footwork is just going to heal him up almost to full.
Yeah, I really want to see this this Tristana just jump in, rocket jump in, because right now Vex doesn't have the fear and has already used the Q, so we'll have to see. Calling for help, the Vex is, while man, their whole team just, I feel like this game, as opposed to last game, UK Veterans is a lot more on the back foot. They're having to fight for everything. They're having to answer everywhere. Tristana can solo side lane. Rumble's doing great in the side lane. Lucian is doing an absurd amount of damage in these team fights. And yeah, I think Smolder's going to scale. Vex will scale, but right now, British Army doing a lot of damage. They just need to end this game quickly.
I don't get it. Gresh throws the Keeper's Verdict, chucks Solution away. So Salty Steve throws the Dredge line and knocks up Gresh. Why are we... You're just trading your ultimates for absolutely no reason. There's nothing to fight over right now. Sure, the Herald's up, but Dragon's up in a minute and a half from that point. Insane. Oh, a nice ult from Super Goon clears out the complete wave. There's no more push. Oh, excuse me. No more push there. Eddie the Rizzler. He is not having a fun one this game.
Yeah, I definitely think he felt more comfortable on the Renekton. The Rumble's doing great, don't get me wrong. He's 1 and 2, not as good as the Renekton was, that unkillable force last game, but still
Hollow
managing
Radiance,
to keep
such
his
a
own,
fun
and
item.
it looks like we're setting up around this dragon. We're going to have to see which team is able to set up properly first. Poppy's already there getting some vision, but you got Zinja now waiting in a bush.
Clanish is caught out by the Impale, but a great ult from Quicksave gets onto the backline, but Light of Blow deals so much damage, it doesn't matter. Clanish in the middle of 3 will fall, but Super Goon is now in a really bad spot. Tristana picks up 1, Lucian with the triple kill, and this is going to be a free dragon, putting British Army at sole point at less than 20 minutes. Meanwhile, Tristana is going to be able to push up this mid wave with Demolish, with the explosive charge, should be able to take both turrets potentially.
Yeah, this is definitely snowballed. At this point, when you're up 7,000 gold, you're 1 dragon away from Soul, and your biggest fear is a Poppy. You're feeling pretty good. With this double AD carry, I would not be surprised if they went ahead and did the Baron as well, because this game is theirs to lose. And there it is. The Baron is started up. At this point, you know, UK, they're better. Oh, excuse me. This is Rift Herald. Wow.
They are able to kill it, though, before it despawns. I believe it despawns at 1945. At 1945, it despawns, and it was a millisecond before. So picking up that Herald now, if they're able to combo this with a Baron push, this will be the end of the game in one go.
Yeah, that is my fault. This game state, usually when you're seeing this big of a gold lead, I'm thinking we're 35 minutes in, but we're at 20 minutes, and we've already got 38 kills at 20 minutes. And it's not looking like it's going to stop anytime soon.
Oh, no. Gresh is not in a good spot, and Clout with the burn from Leandries, grabs one, but that is a flash ultimate from Eddie the Rizzler just to grab Cloud. And meanwhile, the rest of the British Army is just pushing mid with the Herald charge. A great ult from Quicksave will grab Light of Law, but he's still able to survive long enough. Gets pretty low. Super Goon is into the backline, grabs one, and a trade of 80 carries right now as Clanish is going deep. Picks up a second, leaving Limbo is not in a solid spot. Greesh is finally there. External Impact will push the Nautilus against the wall, and Clanish is now in a 1v2 for his life, trying to do something. Meanwhile, the Tristana is just pushing top lane, just getting turrets.
Yeah, the Tristana not being in the fight. The Tristana could have done a lot of help there. I mean, but the Malphite's pushing a turret. You're going to go to the other lane. I definitely think that British Army's playing this right. That fight was a little closer than it needed to be. That Vex ult was, the Vex coming in from the side there, absolutely amazing and kept them in this game. Man, the scaling just needs to hurry up a little bit. I think UK, once this Vex actually gets online, now hit that 2-item power spike. The Smolder is getting up there. We're going to start seeing the stacks on Smolder is what, 174 stacks? So the stacks are getting up there.
50 stacks away from that execute,
Yeah.
but right now UVG is just not playing the right game.
They just need to hold on. At this point, they need to play a little safer, turtle a little.
They're playing this Poppy like it's an assassin. I mean, you picked up the Yumus. I get it. It's the move speed, it's the damage, but this is a glass cannon Poppy.
Yeah, on a team that, I mean, I guess you have the Skarner, and you've got the Malphite. So, I mean, you can handle going a little bit less tanky as the Poppy, but we need to see some damage here. We need to see, right now, it's the Vex and the Smolder, and in the team fights, at least up till now, the Vex has not been able to burst down any single champion. Hopefully now with Storm Surge complete, that's a little bit easier. We'll have to see. Like you said, 50 stacks away from the execute, so the Smolder is almost there. If this game goes another 10 minutes, maybe we see a shift, but as of now, it's still 7,000 gold in favor of British Army Esports and 12 kills on their 80 carry.
Well played from British Army, showing that complete change from game one. They had, like, game one was just such a weird game where it was both teams basically were just playing so even, and then just bad positioning from Light of Lull meant that the entire game was broken open, which honestly could still happen again this game. Super Goon is just trying to get up to 225 to get those bonuses. Light of Lull, oh no, is this the catch? Light of Lull is immediately blown up. Clanish is onto the backline, but he is just getting burnt down by Super Goon. Oh, please tell me I didn't just cast a curse. Cloud is trying to get there, leaving Limbo, was able to grab Salty Steve back, but 4 up for UVG. And saying tagged by the Vex ult, they are not going to take it anymore, but a nice objective bounty. With the dragon spawning in 8 seconds, they are going to be able to stop this soul stack from the British Army, potentially.
That was exactly the fight they needed. They were able to get in, get the early pick in the fight, and make it a 4v5. Smolder was there just doing damage, basically unaccosted onto the Xin Zhao, and then Vex is coming in from the backside, so great job. And another kill, looks like.
Insane goes a little bit too far up, will grab Grish, but that's a massive shutdown in the pocket of Quicksave. I believe that was 950 gold. Puts him in, that's another half item, and especially after that long fight, I think this Vex should have at least a needlessly large rod, maybe more.
And honestly, 2 needlessly large rods. Vex needed it. Vex was 5,000 gold behind Tristana before that last fight. So we were definitely seeing, of that 7k, Vex was most of it, a lot of it in that farm, but some of the kills. I think Vex might just be back in the game, but they're laying in wait. No vision for UK.
Oh, leaving limbo, tries to install impact out. The execute is in for Super Goon. He has the stacks now, but can he survive? The culling tags around the edge of quick save, picks up a double kill. A late engage from Eddie the Rizzler. They're trying to kill down Light of Low. He will fall to the seismic ball of Eddie, but that is a 4-for-1. The jungler is still alive, and all that lives for the UVG is the Poppy support.
The assassin Poppy support, right? This is pretty unfortunate. That fight, there was just absolutely no vision in the area. The entire team's laying in wait, and when you're able to get all those kills, you still have your jungler and you have one of your AD carries up in the form of Tristana. You're able to burn down that Baron so quickly, and now with Baron buff, with this gold difference back up to 7,500 gold after one fight, you would think British Army Esports should be able to just walk in some of these waves and get some of these turrets.
Oh my gosh. Just a great fight from the British Army side, but again, this Smolder has hit the threshold for the execute, so if Smolder remains untouched in these fights, it will fall. Insane. Oh, Gresh, no. Gresh, you did not want to re-engage. The 9th death for this Poppy, and Super Goon is on his own. They has little support left. Insane's trying to get a lot of damage down. Fights on all sides of the map. Clout flashing forward, dodges the Vex and picks up an easy kill. Meanwhile, Clanish goes a little bit too far, but Adaruin is not getting caught. Super Goon gets caught.
Yeah, British Army's able to end the 1v1, win the 1v1 with Tristana, win the 1v1 with Rumble, and then when they go in, you think that this Xin Zhao's gonna die, but even with the execute, Smolder just didn't have the damage able to save him, and now they're 5-man pushing into a base with Baron buff, with this Tristana, with this Lucian, even with the Xin Zhao 7-7. This should be at least all 3 inhibitors, and might just be the end of the game when you still have 12 seconds on the Smolder. Baron's still up, no other objectives on the map. If I'm them, I'm ending it right here.
They are going to look to end here. They have the Baron buff. All the turrets are down. Insane with a great buffer on the rocket jump. Uses the ult, the buster shot to push leaving Limbo back. They are going to disengage out. They don't want to overstay their welcome right now. But this is brutal. Not a single turret stands for the UK veterans, and they are in 100% control of this game. 1 minute until the Ocean Soul will spawn for British Army, and so they might just take this. Oh no! Clout stays a little bit too far. He's burning, he's ticking, and Super Goon picks him up.
I mean, good job. He overstayed a little bit, but come on. At this point, you're still down, what, 10,000 gold? They still have, 4 of their members still have Baron. The Dragon's about, and you've got the teleport coming in. They're looking to end it right here. The entire team's coming back to get it, but Tristana's just going to finish this game out.
Oh, Insane just wants to end the game. They're trying. He's a couple autos, and he succeeds. Insane pulls the Xpeke, backdoors it, and we are going to a game 3.
I am going to eat my words here that Lucian did damage. My goodness. I've got to say, when I'm looking at both these teams, I really liked the Vex. I really like the Smolder. I got the mouth, but I've got to say, British Army Esports, fantastic job. The damage the Tristana had, the damage that the Lucian had. They were down 6-3. For a second, it was 6-0. But, I mean, very quickly 6-3. And
Yeah.
Look how that game ended. 11k gold ahead, 2 Baron buffs. Great job.
Yeah, I don't think I want to see Greesh play Poppy again. Like game 1, it was questionable. Game 2, it just felt like a downright in. So many so many just questionable engages, but still expertly played from British Army Esports. They did very well, and they were able to drag us to a game 3. So stick around, and we will be right back.
Good job. Good.
and welcome back to Game 3 of the British Army Esports versus the UK Veterans Gaming. A very dominant win from British Army after a semi-sloppy early game, but they were able to pull it through. The Lucian, Tristana, and the Rumble were just able to do so much damage, and Clannish into the backline. Just an absolutely monstrous comp, well executed by them, but a little bit of a fall off from UK Veterans. They were looking pretty solid early, but what do you want to see changed from the veteran side to clutch this out and get their first series win?
I think they need to get rid of some of these tanks. I get it. It's great to have some frontline. I know the Poppy kind of went not as tanky as Poppy maybe should have, but I think we need to see a little bit more carries. I want to see maybe one tank. Maybe you throw that up to the top lane, and you make it so that your team has a lot more damage. If you're going to have British Army Esports going away from the Sejuani and into the more realistic good picks like Xin Zhao, which I think we saw a lot of benefit from. I think that you guys need to respond. Why'd you say it like that? I mean, let's be honest.
Why'd you say it like that?
Let's be honest. The AD carry did exactly as well as the first game, right? The Caitlyn did great for British Army the first game. The Lucian did amazing the second game. The AD carry's really doing well for his team, but we saw the rest of the team really step up. The top lane, not as great as the Renekton, but the Rumble still added. The Xin Zhao, major difference. The Sejuani, I feel like, and I think you'd agree, not Sejuani's in general, but that Sejuani in game 1 did not benefit that team as much as Xin Zhao did game 2. And I think that if we're going to see that amount of effort out of British Army Esports, that I think the UK veterans need to come back with something a little bit more. They need to have a little bit more damage. You can't put it on the smolder, because I'm not saying that the AD carry for UK veterans is doing poorly, but I think in comparison to the AD carry on British Army, it's just not there might be a little bit of a skill gap there. So I think we need to see more ganks bot lane. We need to see more attention bot lane, or your bot just needs to sit under tower, farm it up, and you need to drive that pressure somewhere else. But there's got to be something there, some sort of change.
I do agree. I'd like to see. I know it's being banned, but it's only being banned in the second rotation. I think I'd like to see an Ornn, that super mega tank up in the top lane, and as long as you can get it to late game, start getting those Ornn upgrades, it's still always going to be useful. So,
yeah. What did you think of the Skarner, by the way, instead of the Lilia?
I think the Skarner worked. I really think it was probably he played it significantly better than he played the Lilia, but it was just the fact that his team just kept getting caught out. Skarner does so much damage, and I personally prefer Skarner in the top lane, because you want to get Heartsteel. Well, it's key to his identity now, is stacking health and just becoming a big monstrosity. So Heartsteel in the top lane is every 30 seconds you're virtually guaranteed to get a hit, because you can just walk up, get in range, Ixtal impact, auto them, boom, I get my stack, and then I can walk away. Meanwhile, in the jungle, you have to constantly be on the lookout for fights, but right now the jungle meta is not fights. The jungle meta is be able to do objectives quickly. It's Zyra, Brand, Lilia, Diana, Morgana. All those champs are designed to just, or not really designed, but are meant to start taking jungle camps quickly, especially like Grubs, Herald, and Dragon. Sorry, my brain is not braining today. I've been out of work for a week and a half now, and I have played more Power World in the last week than I think I have since it released. Yeah, as Xin Zhao locked in for Clannish, he's going to run that pick back, and it worked really well. But what are we going to see from the veterans, and how are they going to react this time to the Xin Zhao?
I think different, like Skarner's fault, right? The Skarner did fine. I do think we're probably going to see a run back of the Smolder. I think Smolder not being banned out, that is his most played champion from what I can see. So I think we're probably going to see oh, I'm wrong. There we go.
No,
Varus and Lux.
and unsure if that's a Lux mid or a Lux support, but Lux support is really, Lux in general is just oppressive. The Lucent Singularity on her E, just that long range poke, that long range zoning control, along with the Arcane Comet, the light from her ultimate, just so much combo damage on such a low cooldown. It's just gross.
Yeah, I absolutely love the Lux. Not a fan. Every time I say I'm not a fan of a champion, they either do really poorly, Sejuani, or really great, like Lucian. Varus is another one I think is really good for poking. It's hard. I don't think Varus... This AD carry needs to step up if they're going to make the Varus work. I think Varus is one of those picks where if you do poorly, he does nothing, and if you do great, he does amazing. But into a Lucian or into a Jhin and an Alistar, this is going to be a tough matchup for Varus.
So, depends on what time I finish up this stuff with my mom tonight. I'm gonna 1v1 you. You're gonna play Malzahar. I'm gonna play Sejuani, and I'm gonna show you how much I can stomp on your mate. What's your rank, by the way?
Let's go with Iron 4.
What's your legitimate rank? The last time you played rank, what did you have?
The last time I played rank, I think I'm only gold right now.
Ah, you're a gold boy.
Yep. But you know
Diamond 3.
Diamond.
Actually, no, I forgot. I'm Diamond 4 now because I got demoted after losing 2 games in a row. And this time, I kid you not, this was Jungle Diff. Jungle Diff.
Because you went Sejuani and jungle is bad. I get it. Sejuani is bad. Jungle Diff.
No, I was playing Sejuani in the top lane. I play Sejuani top lane because I'm a piece of shit.
And we got the Skarner. That is the Skarner locked in.
Sorry, please don't get mad at me, production. I'm sorry.
We have a Skarner locked in. I definitely think that is going to go back to the jungle. I do not think we're going to see a jungle or a top lane Skarner. I know you said you wanted to see it, but on the other side, we see that Renekton getting banned out again. They realize that the Renekton, when you give him to the hands of Eddie, did really, really well. I think that's a comfort pick for him. So now that Renekton's banned out, I'm curious to see what he chooses to go instead. The Rumble also banned out, as with the Ornn. So this should be an interesting end to this draft.
I really just would prefer to see this Skarner play top lane.
It's his number 1 most played champion in the jungle. I'm
don't
looking
care.
right here.
I do not care.
Love it. Silas and Gangplank.
Oh no.
This is going to be a nightmare. That Silas able to steal some of these alts. Man, the Gangplank global alt. I think this is a
solid comp for British Army Esports. So I like the idea of Silas hijacking the Skarner alt, just using the dash and pull, the abscond abduct onto Varus, and then just like I'm gonna impale you and then drag you back into my own team. So Silas has so many good alts now that he can steal the Varus alt for that chain CC, the Lux alt, just that extra little bit of bonus damage. The only thing is Silas does not get the benefit of Lux passive, which completely procs and resets on hitting with the Lux ult. So that's an extra like 200 damage. So it's pretty much flat across the board. And a Tom Kench top lane with a Victor mid. Oh my gosh, we got the frog. We unbenched the Kench. We're gonna lick him and stick him.
This is okay. I see what they're trying to do. I understand. They heard me. They said, fine, you want a little bit more damage. We got a Victor. We got a Varus. We're going to throw in a Lux support because we know our support likes to do damage and not tank. And, I think Lux can do a little bit more damage than the Poppy. But that being said, looking at these 2 drafts, I think British Army got it. That is such a great draft. And I don't see how UK Veterans Gaming, I don't see how their draft comes together as well.
Counterpoint. Tom Kench and Skarner are tanky as heck.
Yeah.
and you have to get through them to get to the victor, to get to the Varus. And legitimately, though, that is just, oh, I hate laning against Tom Kench so much. He's so annoying. Hey, cool, you have increased damage on your auto attacks, but also you heal if you hit me with your tongue, because that makes sense. It's this is going to be a very fun top lane for Eddie, but if he is able to start scaling through this gangplank, he's just going to deal so much damage. It's
Yeah,
going
I'm
to be
trying to
very
see.
gross to see what happens here in the top lane. But yeah, the Skarner pick in for Limbo as well against Clanish's Zin. I don't know. This is going to be another explosive game. I think we're in for a high. So it's going to be a 50-50. We're either going to be in for a super high kill or super low kill.
Yep.
It's going to be no. It's not going to be like, oh, we averaged one kill a minute, but all of it came at the end. No, it's either going to be like 0.5 kills a minute, and it's going to be a 30-minute game, or it's going to be 4 kills a minute and a 10-minute game.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. I think they're about to get scrappy. I want to see an invade. We haven't seen it yet. I want UK Veterans Gaming to come out, run it down bot lane, wait in the bush and get a kill. I want to see something cheeky, right? I don't care what it is, but at this point, game 3, you've seen what the other team has. You kind of know their game plan. Do something. We need to see something right out the gate. And here we go, game 1.
We are going to see what they're going to do right out the gate as we get into game 3 of UK Veterans versus British Army Esports. No invades here, going right into laning phase, and they are Gresh, Lucent Singularity, along with the Hail of Arrows, not going to be able to get much. A decent chunk of damage onto Light of Law, but Gresh still playing fairly aggressively.
Both junglers starting in the top side camps. I wonder, which one do you think is going to be able to make it down first? It looks like Skarner is going to go up and full clear his top side, and Xin Zhao's doing the same.
I think Xin should be able to. But, oh, Clout playing the Grasp Gangplank, those Qs, applying the melee hit, and it's going to be a lot of damage, and a fight is breaking out here. Eddie is able to hit the barrel down, but a big stacked wave means that he doesn't want to go any further. That Tongue Lash is just able to heal him up so much.
Yeah, this bot lane, Varus doing surprisingly well. He's able to get the farm and a lot of poke coming out, but that top lane fight's still going. They're just trading health back and forth. I am curious, Xin Zhao's coming that mid lane, going to try to get an early gank.
And they are going to succeed. Quick save, caught out a little bit too far. Doesn't even blow the flash. You know he's dead right away. Salty Steve engages some nice damage onto Gresh, but no additional follow-up. He's so low, and another bad engage could spell his death.
Both junglers coming bot side, though. Looks like Skarner knows Xin Zhao's on the way, but Xin is going to get there first.
Oh, Clanish gets pushed back into the wall. A nice double knockup from Salty Steve. Gresh has to flash away, but Light of Low is there for another hit. Super Goon is ramping up the attacks, picks up the double kill. Light of Low is stuck in a bad spot, and this is a Jhin and a triple kill for Super Goon off of a 3-for-1 trade. A well-played fight by UVG, being in the right place at the right time.
And this is exactly what we said we wanted to see. I said if Varus gets ahead, you know, he's going to do great. Look at that, 3-0 right out the gate. I think this is exactly it. It's unfortunate that you did lose your support. It's unfortunate your mid laners died, but hey, you got 3 kills on your AD carry, and we're not even 4 minutes in the game.
Yeah, this
Absolutely
is going to
great.
be a very strong Varus. Full boots and a long sword. A lot more damage than this Jin's going to be able to put out. Quick save, forced to flash away. Insane was stuck on the gravity field, but Leave It in Limbo is there with the Ixtal impact. Will push him into the wall. A nice long stun. The heal from the Kingslayer is trying to get some extra damage. Leave It in Limbo, he's just going to knock him down, and a great gank. A 3-man collapse from UVG picks up their 4th kill of the match.
And great job to the Victor. He could have died there to start that off. He was able to flash out, get away. Good job on him. His team able to come in and, you know, clean it up. So I'm glad that he didn't die, and he's not going to overstay. Pushes in the wave and goes back. Gold, already 1,000 gold difference in favor of UVG. However, you know, I'm saying that, but we remember last game it started off the same way. UK Veterans Gaming was up 6-3 in kills.
Eddie is kind of like going even on this trade, but minion damage is piling up there. Does pop the thick skin, trying to protect some of that damage, but Clout, so much healing. The grasp as well is just going to be able to keep him alive, get him to that mid game once he starts getting those barrels laying down. But Eddie's trying to get rid of them. Yeah,
that top lane is, I mean, they're even in farm. Their health is basically the same. This is, they're trading a lot, but until one of them really makes a move, that's just going to keep going back and forth, I think. This is, oh, here we go.
More fighting up there. The Abyssal Voyage. Clout is not in a good spot. Still has the orange, so no stun, but he's dancing around in the minions. A nice flash. Dodges from the tongue lash. Dancing around in the minions to prevent the tongue lash from being able to hit. Well played from Clout. Unfortunate that he does have to blow the flash now. But Clanish is hiding out in the bush. Oh, Steve fails the combo. Just knocks Super Goon back, but Clanish still hiding away in the bush. Gonna potentially try to do something once this wave pushes up. Oh, good Lucent Singularity spots out Clanish. They had an idea that something was going on.
And that's 40 seconds of the jungler's time spent down there, where Skarner's able to come in right now and not make anything happen. So that's great. Yeah, this top side, the auto cam is like, please pay attention. They're doing a lot of damage to each other.
Yeah. So much fighting happening top. Eddie is going to start stacking that Heartsteel up very soon. Wants to pick up this kill, accelerate that that item power spike.
Yeah, and this Sylas, I love when Sylas gets Dark Seal, because you know he's feeling it there. But a great hit
Super Goon. Clanish finally waits long enough. A great barrier stops the fourth shot, but unfortunately the bouncing grenade is there in time. Picks up a nice shutdown. So much bonus gold. Clout gets knocked up. Eddie's under turret though. Gets grounded. He's on no health. The thick skin's there, but Clout is able to parlay him in the face. Salty Steve knocks back Leave in Limbo. They're trying to finish this dragon. They don't have enough DPS though right now. Victor is heading down along with Insane. They are going to try to fight for this. Gresh only level 4, no ultimate. The Impale was hijacked from Leave It in Limbo. Stuck in the wall, gonna try to get something here. The Light Binding misses. Quick Save picks up one. The Dragon for Kill trade as the rest of the teams disengage.
Yeah, if you're British Army, you feel good that you got the Dragon, but man, a little bit more speed on their backs. I don't know if you noticed or not. UK Veterans Gaming took a little bit time back in base there. Had they been just 2 or 3 seconds faster, they could have engaged that fight a little bit earlier while they're still in the pit, maybe picked up some more kills. But overall, it's only the first Dragon. I'll take the kill. You're going to get some tower plates as well. You've got Skarner waiting in the brush here.
Oh, they're going to collapse onto Light of Lull. They know it, and they are preparing for it. They're about to get a nice fight here. Oh, a good knockback. Light of Lull does pop the cleanse. A great damage in return. Luckily, there's a decent-sized wave, but a great flash impale just sets up Light of Lull, flashes away, but Super Goon is there. Gresh picks up one. They're gonna try to kill Salty Steve too before he can get too far under turret. The auto attacks come in. Super Goon grabs another, his 4th kill of the match, and they have complete control over this bot lane.
Yeah, they're winning bot lane. They're even in mid lane. I mean, you could even say up. They finished an item since he didn't stop for the Dark Seal there. And top lane's doing well. Up farm, maybe down a kill, but up farm. If I'm UVG right now, I am extremely happy with the way this is going. Not only did you get the kills, you got 3 turret plates in there. This Varus is going to be strong, but we're going to get a little bit. Oh, it looks like Victor wanted to challenge a little bit, but we'll have to see if they're able to make something happen up here in the top.
And they're going to try. The Abyssal Voyage had missed. There's no way to get out. He does have the flash. Not going to go too far forward. Clanish just ticked over to 6. The ult from Victor is out. Silas is taking a lot of damage right now. Still in the middle of the minion wave. Great trading from both sides. This is a very aggressive game. Averaging 1 kill a minute, right, or just over a kill a minute right now. They are fighting tooth and nail for this series win. UVG looking for their first, British Army looking to try to get back into the end season standings.
Yeah, I gotta say, ooh.
Clout is stuck under the turret. The turret is targeting him. It's going to be a solo kill, I think, for Eddie the Rizzler. Supergoon picks up 1, but Eddie is so low. A nice heal from the Tongue Lash picks up another. Oh, fights across the map go in favor of UVG. This looking really good for them right now.
It is. And unlike last game, the Skarner not only is doing well, but his team is doing well too. Their 80 carry heard us talking about him, said he was lacking a little bit. He heard me say there was a bit of a skill gap, and has came back to say, nah, this is just the champion I needed, because look at this Varus. 5-1, up 34 farm.
Crazy good.
The gold difference down in the bot lane, man, they're already up 4K gold.
Everyone on the side of UVG is over their counterpart on the British side. Tom Kench and Skarner both have the Heartsteel. They're going to start stacking that up. It's going to be a lot of damage, a very tanky front line that British Army is going to have to get through. And Jin really just starts dealing damage to these tanks once they get low. The issue is they're not going to get that low.
And Xin Zhao just has not found the agency this game that he found last game. I think the Xin Zhao pick looked good when we first saw it. It looked pretty good last game, but so far we just haven't seen much come out from him.
You know, I've had that Varus skin for so long, but I really only play Varus and ARAM, and that's a nice recall animation. I really like it.
I will admit,
turn into a constellation. I think that's pretty dope.
Man. Okay, so you're looking at this game. How does British Army, how do they get back in this?
Misplays. UVG just has to massively misplay constantly for them to be able to get back in. You also still have to worry about late game on the Gangplank. He is going to be able to deal that damage. But right now, UVG is starting up the Dragon. A full Blade of the Ruin King finished for the Varus. And Xin is not even anywhere close. Eddie is about to get caught into a 2v1. The Abyssal Voyage goes out just in time. They are able to grab 1. But Clanish, I don't think you're in the right spot for this. Gets devoured up. The turret finishes him off. And in a 2v1, Eddie picks up 1. Cloud flashes away, gets tagged up by the Tongue Lash, eats the orange because that's logical, gets away. The Abyssal Voyage picks up 1. He's going to be able to 2v1. Eddie, 2v1s in the top lane. Clanish got a little bit too far. Leave It in Limbo is now going to push and Saiyan back. A double impale. Everyone is suppressed now. Salty Steve up a little bit too far. A great Luxall. I don't know if it did any damage. But right now, Leave It in Limbo is just trying to get some damage out, is going to throw a rock at this Jin, pick up another kill. 12 kills to 4 in favor of UVG. A 5,000 gold lead, and this is a very, very strong team.
That was a great job in the team fight in the bot. You gotta say, Leave in Limbo did a phenomenal job with the Skarner, going over the wall, grabbing that 2% impale, but Eddie winning the 2v1. Oh, here we go. He's out.
Quick save, he's running, he's trying to get away. A nice movement speed buff from the Q will get him away, but Ishtal Impact is there. Insane is just gonna get popped. Eddie the Rizzler's on a rampage. He's licking him, he's sticking him, and he's putting him in the ground.
Yeah, Eddie, he won that 2v1, and he did it so cleanly, and then he teleports in and gets another kill. He's going to go ahead and take that Rift Herald. Oh, maybe not. He's going to leave that for the Skarner. But still, he's doing fantastic, and this is what we saw game 1 on that Renekton, but maybe even a little stronger. I think the Tahm Kench is looking a little bit better than the Renekton did, and that's going to be a problem for British Army Esports.
Working on stacking up 2 Heartsteals at the same time. So much health that they're going to have to try to get through. And Super Goon is there on the backside, or the back line, just belting out damage. A full Blade of the Ruin King. Half of the Gunsu's Rage Blade has been bought. The only thing is that, like, there's not much that you have to get through on the British Army side. Pretty much all their members are fairly weak, with the exception of Alistar, but once his Unbreakable Will is down, he is going to pop.
Yeah, and tank for tank, I mean, he doesn't stand up to either Tahm Kench or Skarner, right? And when you've got that backline damage of Victor, Varus, and Lux just sitting behind you, I'd rather have the Tahm Kench Skarner than the, Alistar who hasn't finished his item yet.
Just trying to get this damage, but they're scared of the long range engage from the Alistar, that double knockup that could be potentially deadly. They don't know where Clanish is. They're trying to get some vision on him before they push up much further.
That barrel from Gangplank didn't even do 1 tick of Tahm Kench's damage, of Tahm Kench's health.
That sounds about right.
Not a good spot for him.
Oh, quick save does a healthy chunk of damage out. Gets pushed back. The Rift Herald is summoned, and it is going to Tokyo Drift its way into the turret. Should fall. Oh, no. Yep, it is. Eventually, we're getting there. Tokyo Drift. I'm not good at. I've never seen Fast and the Furious, but a great hook onto Clan, a great route onto Clanish. Salty Steve throws the Unbreakable will get out of the impale, but another charge. It is going to be the inner mid turret down to half health. Meanwhile, Insane is he's in a good spot. He didn't look like it was, but he got the impale onto Super Goon, and now it's 4 against Leave It in Limbo. He gets 3 stacks of Heartsteel, over 100 health there in just that fight, and Salty Steve is forced to flash away after trying to clear the ward. Just barely survives. Eddie is just walking into them. He knows he has so much tankiness, so much that they have to get through. The eat will come out. I know it's not called eat, but I can't think of it. Just so many Heartsteel noises. They're dinging bells all over the place. Clanish is almost gonna die again. He will fall. Eddie the Rizzler is dominating, has so much health. That great health turns into a shield that they'd have to get through, but they can't. He's just gonna heal all of it back up. How is that fair?
Okay, I understand his team was a screen away. He was 1v4ing there for a full minute and got 2 of the kills. This man is insane. And they're going to get Dragon because of it. They should have lost this Dragon. When British Army Esports is able to get picks and able to get, I mean, realistically, they should have been able to push out onto the map and able to take that. But Eddie comes down and is able to hold off the whole team. This guy is, he's something else right now.
He is going to have a completed Sunfire. He's going to be 2 full items over a call stacking Gangplank, one of the 2 champions that just have innate additional gold generation, but Leave It in Limbo, Insane, a little bit too far. He's going to be able to get at least 1 Heartsteel proc, will pick up the second one. 260 bonus health on just this. Leave It in Limbo, not in a good spot, but he's just setting his team up. He was bringing him over to Super Goon. Super Goon gets pushed back. Leave It in Limbo has no health. Salty Steve is in the middle of 4. He will fall as well. So much damage. Perfect setup for their team. Oh, it's looking pretty bad for British Army.
And this is the difference in tanks. When all you have is an Alistar, but you have Eddie who can 1v4, and then you have a Skarner who can 1v3 in the bot lane and just wait for his team to show up, man, they know exactly what they're doing. They're staying alive, and their team is coming in and sweeping up these kills. Fantastic job.
Excellent play from UVG. This is the team that we would have wanted to see from them all season long. Super Goon will miss the ult, forced to flash away from Clanish, who also flashed, but Insane is on a perfect flank again. The abduct will not connect, but Clanish picks up one. Little bit too greedy, and this is where I said that the British Army is going to have to find their way back in just by UVG playing way too aggressive, playing way too far forward, and that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, 6K gold lead, you get a little bit in your head about it. You know, it's very easy to say we're never going to die, but when you get caught out like that, that's all they need to get back in this game, is to get a couple picks, like this one.
Light of Law will get tagged up by the last hit of the Chaos Storm.
At least he's
right
able
now
to take one with him. You know what I mean?
9 times my support!
Okay, you know what? I'll give it to him there, right? He had 2 teammates with him and he still dies. Like, come on, Lux. Do more damage. That Dark Seal with 5 stacks isn't enough. I want you to fill out the whole thing, right?
Love to see. I love to see trash talk. I love it when you have people talking smack in alt chat. So I mentioned to you in production that I had done a 1v1 tournament. It was the Captain Flowers one that I had mentioned earlier in the stream. Actually, I finished 4th, and the guy that beat me, he ended up winning the whole thing. But we were hold on, we got a fight going on. Super Goon is just. Oh, he is not in a good spot. No flash. Has to pop the ult, but right now, Eddie the Rizzler is there. He's ready to tank. Quick save. Pops down the Chaos Storm, but it's not going to be enough. Salty Steve does just barely make it out from under the turret, but a 4-man collapse onto Eddie. He is not going to be able to survive this. He finally falls, and Silas picks up the massive shutdown, and this is it. You needed to find those picks.
Yeah, I mean, that was just Varus being out of position, and it's leading to this. Like, I mean, luckily the Skarner's able to get a kill back, but man, when you've got 2 tanks like that, you should not be the forward person as an AD carry. That misplay, I mean, that lowered the goal difference from 7,500 to now 4,000. So they're not out of this. You know what I mean? British Army Esports can easily come back, and I think the difference here is right now you're looking at Eddie the Rizzler, you're looking at the Skarner, and you're looking at the Varus, whereas on the other team, every single member is playing to get those picks. You just can't be caught out like that, Super Goon.
Still upset about 2019 Worlds. I really wish G2 would have won. The only thing is, if G2 had won, we would have never heard the end of it as North American fans.
Where did that come from?
Well, Clout is playing FPX Gangplank.
Gotcha.
And,
I was trying to
Goon
see
skin.
the connection. I was like, where did that come? Where was the You're just
Welcome to the ADHD mind. I think of everything and the train of thought is always derailing.
We're like just to finish a fight, and you're like, man, 2019 Worlds. Dang. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's Look, I gotta agree with chat. You good, man? You good there?
Clanish goes a little bit too far, has no more mobility, is stuck. Insane uses the Tom Kenshall just to get him away, but a lot of damage is being traded. A massive fight for both sides. Salty Steve is the first one to fall, but a great flank from Clanish. Will pick up another one. Gresh is low, leave it in limbo, is trying to pick up another one, but a great curtain call and a 5-for-1, an amazing team fight from the British Army. Oh my gosh, a great team fight, and that is what they needed. They needed UVG to be out of position. They needed them to get picked off in this certain order. Super Goon got blown up by Insane and Clanish. A great flank from them leads to an easy Baron push, and that gold lead that they had, it right now before the Baron falls, it went down from 4,000 to 2,000. Half in just one team fight, and now the gold lead is only at 600.
Yeah, and you know what? That fight went perfectly. They did exactly what they needed to do, but you got to give the MVP of that fight to Clanish. Being able to come around and land his abilities on the back line, wipe them out, while on the other side your team still hasn't died. I mean, I will take that every day. That is exactly what you need to see. And now this gold lead is going to quickly disappear. It's already at 900 gold, and they haven't even started pushing their minions yet. They still have all of the tier 1 turrets up. They are going to come back. And this is going to be right back, just like last game where we said UVG is super far ahead. This game is neck and neck. It is anybody's game.
Yeah, Gangplank is finally starting to deal the damage into this Tahm Kench. Half health. The Thick Skin will heal about a quarter of that, but 417 for the Tahm Kench, 419 for the Skarner. But these two, and along with Steve, this is going to be a very dead catfish. Steve, you had me scared there. I think you almost forgot to actually hit your abilities. You almost let him get out. But a rampaging Gangplank, a very strong push up in the top lane. And this is going to be the inner turret falling as well. This was 7,000 gold lead only a couple minutes ago for UVG. It is now completely even.
Yeah, this is great. Not only that, but look at these bounties. Gangplank has a bounty. Xin Zhao, Silas, Jin.
Oh my god.
Silas picks up another.
Insane is insane. Knee slapping. A great kill. Solo kill under turret. Use of the stopwatch or the Seeker's arm guard to just stay alive long enough and get out through the gravity field. Excellently played. And oh my gosh, this wasn't even UVG like throwing. This was them getting outplayed.
Yeah, after that fight around Dragon, I mean, it's just been British Army coming back. I mean, look at the Silas stole all the stacks from Lux. Lux now has 0 stacks on the Dark Seal. Silas has 10. There's bounties down the board. You're feeling pretty good to be up 2,000 gold. That is they had a 10,000 gold swing in the last 3 minutes of this game. The dragons are even, so you're not really worried about dragon stacking. You've got Baron for a little while longer. This is exactly what you wanted if you're British Army Esports. And if you're UVG, you know that you still have a way to win this. You're not out of it yet. And this might be it.
Light of Law hits a great cleanse, gets away from the light binding. Oh, but Leave in Limbo does not time the impale correctly. Insane does. Forces Leave in Limbo back into his own team, but Light of Law is so low, and the fight is breaking out. Quick save is able to drop down Cloud. The Tahm Kench Abyssal Voyage will pick up one. Clanish will fall, and this is going to be a very solid push down mid now. They should be able to take a turret. They have a healthy wave. Light of Law is so low. The Luxalt is back up. Might be able to tag. Oh, Greesh. Oh, no! Greesh sets it up perfectly. Reads the exact spot on the map where he is. That is the AD carry dead. They could potentially just go for the game end.
That's game. They won one fight against a team that had Baron, and now all you've got left between you and taking this series is a support. You're going to finish one tower. They're going to finish the second turret.
No way! What a game! Back and forth! UVG with a 7,000 gold throw into one team fight. They shoved down mid. UVG picks up their first match win of the entire tournament. An insane series of events. The last 5 minutes have been the biggest roller coaster ever.
Okay, if that goes differently, we're talking about how UVG threw a 7,500 gold lead. An amazing early game. And
I disagree. I don't think they threw. I think British Army Esports played that team fight perfectly. I think UVG did everything they could, but British Army just outplayed them.
Until the last fight.
I think that was a pure outplay.
Until that last fight.
Until that last fight.
that last fight comes out, and UVG says, "Okay, look, we are not going to go down as the team who had a 7,500 gold lead and lost, not through, and
UVG.
lost." And wow, that is the way to do it. You win a team fight, and you immediately say, "This is our moment." You push down Lux with the ult to snipe the Jhin, leaving only one member to defend, and it's your
Oh my
support.
gosh.
Your tank support who's not that tanky. Absolute beautiful from both these teams. They both
Light of
showed,
LOL.
I mean, you
So
got to admit, both these teams were amazing. They showed
they
amazing willpower. They kept fighting even when you thought the game was lost. First British Army coming back from nowhere, getting that Baron after that dragon
Yeah.
fight, and then UVG saying, it's not over for us either. Absolute amazing. All three games were fantastic. This has been a pleasure to watch.
That was an insane game to follow, a ridiculous game that I feel like Light of LOL just had to not have known or had to have assumed the Lux ult cooldown was a little bit longer, but that thing is so short. I think rank 2, it can go down to like 40 seconds long. Use it in that fight, just comes off cooldown, and he can't react quick enough to get out of it. Oh my gosh, expertly played. You know, I did trash Greach so much during this series because of the questionable plays, but came in clutch. That Lux ult at the end, securing the win. Well done. Eddie plays. Eddie did an insane job in top lane in game 1 and game 3. I'd struggle awarding an MVP for this game just because each player did just pull their weight. If I had to give it to someone, I'd be like, you know what? We'll give it to Greach because he had the clutch Lux ult at the end that enabled them to get that final push. So I'd give the MVP to Greach, but it was just a massive team effort. Like I said, they got outplayed in one fight around Dragon. The British Army is able to push in for Baron, but one team fight, one misplay from British Army, and they just immediately lose the game after that. It was so close, so well played from both teams. Thank you, both of you, for the insane series that we got to cast today. It was just all over the place, and it was very entertaining. For anyone else who is watching in the chat right now, as you are aware by now, Tholastic and I, along with the production staff, we are all volunteers. If you would like to help in any way, you can either sub to the channel to be able to watch VODs as soon as they are uploaded, or you can type !donate in the chat or hit the donate button below. We are also very close to our follow goal. As of right now, we are 12 followers away from our goal of 800. Anyone, if you are in the chat, please give us that follow. We are live every Tuesday with a League of Legends match at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you, Tholastic, for joining me. This was an amazing cast, even though I will have to curb stomp you later in my Sejuani against your Malzahar. Thank you very much for joining. Any final words?
No, it was absolutely, it was a pleasure to cast with you. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure, as always, to be here with AFDL events. I got to say, these games are a ton of fun. The players make it that way. These games were so close. You never knew who was going to take it, even to the last 3 minutes of the game.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's a pleasure, and what a way to spend a day watching some amazing League of Legends.
Absolutely. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you to the production crew and everybody watching. Thank you again to the players. Have a great night, and we'll see you all next week.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind. when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Step it up, don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I